What's up, guys? So here's the setup I think we're looking at right now. Today, we consolidated really nicely after a 38% move up, and we landed just about the point 382 at the 17 level, and it kind of made a pretty nice support. So this leads me to believe that the downside for now, I think, is over. Again, it's possible if the market really goes down tomorrow that we'll bottom at this 113, but I do believe that these lower levels are for now off the table. If we would have came down right past this 0.382 level and made our first bottom at like 113 or 109, then tomorrow we might be looking at further downside. Because we made very solid support at the 0.382 level, there's very good reason to believe that the downside is over. Now, zooming out a bit, we're in this trading range where we have resistance line coming down ever since this pop-up on Jan 6, and we neared breaking it on the 10th and again on the 11th. So now the level to break would be about anywhere from 125 all the way down to like 122 on Tuesday. So for tomorrow, I think that we have a very good chance of breaking out of this upper line resistance, which would move us back to test this 30 level one more time. And any break above that, we're going to basically magnet straight towards this gap left at 137. So summarize, I think that there's a very good chance the downside is over because we made good support at the 0.382 level, and a break of this upper line resistance would most likely bring a test to 130, and a break of that is going to send us pretty much a straight shot to this 137 area. Now, I'll show you guys a couple of other things that I'm looking at. One thing I wanted to show you is I mentioned yesterday in the video how the 0.786 fib retracement is the golden ratio and the most bullish after a move up. And so let's actually take a look at this move up that we had in January and use the same fib sequence to see where we bottomed. And so I think we could all agree that the real impulse move up started on January 13th when we went from about $20 to $40. And so I'm going to start the fibs there. I'm going to bring it up to the highest close of the candle and stretch it out for you guys to see. So right there, do that one more time. Okay, so let's look where the 0.786 level is. Just about $95. And what happened when we went below $95? We stayed there for a bit, and then we came right back up, and now we are well past the 0.786 retracement. So you can see how it tried to dip down under it, but it couldn't, and we're moving back up now. So what normally happens is when you have a big impulse move up, that's the drop off, then it's very frequent to come down and test the 0.786 golden retracement. And after you can do that, it sets up the stock for a even bigger move up than the first move, which plays into my thesis that sooner or later we're going to be seeing new all-time highs. So here was the 0.786 level. We bounced off it, and we're on our way up already. And so this move can be a really powerful one. That's more of a longer-term thing. Show you guys what the Boom Hunter Pro is telling me. So we had two long triggers trigger today on the 30-minute. And so as soon as this white and blue line can break out of the resistance that has been going down since here, we're most likely going to be looking at a move up. So I'll try to update on Twitter tomorrow. Anytime if we break up above this, then we're going to be looking for price to test this upper line resistance level at the 124, 125-ish level, and a break of that brings 130, and a break of that brings 137. So going into tomorrow, the market's really shaky right now, and so it wouldn't be smart to just make a prediction that we're going to go up. But as long as the market doesn't get too crazy, I firmly believe that we should be looking to move higher tomorrow. Just one more thing with the cycles. So in the past, every time we got close to the end of the cycle, I'm just going to shade this in. So if you look back at the end of Feb, the end of the Feb cycle, the end of the June cycle, the end of the August cycle, and the end of the November cycle, we moved up in all of them. And so there's firm reason to believe that we're going to move up to finish this cycle as well, which ends on Friday. And another thing with the 5-year boom hunter, as soon as the white and blue lines cross above this resistance is when I think we're going to start seeing new all-time highs. So it tested it here, bounced off, tested it here, bounced off, and this was each run. So it tested it here in the June run, and it actually tested it again here in the November run, but they brought us back down. And so we're going to be testing this level one more time, but at a much easier price point to break. And so the way I see it, as soon as we break out of this resistance on the boom hunter, I guess the price, it's really hard to say, but the price will probably be over 200 at that point, maybe 250, 260. That's when we can see a break of all-time highs. However, if we do hit this line and we reverse, I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does happen, then we might be looking at one last April-May cycle. So that's all for today. Just to summarize, I think that this 0.386 retracement area held well enough to assume that we're going to keep moving up higher tomorrow, and a break of this upper line resistance can easily bring 130, and once we break 130, the downside is done. A break out of this 130 resistance, and we're not going back down, most likely till much later down the line, if ever at all. And a break of 130 will magnet us straight towards this retest level, this gap right here at 137.